Welcome to episode 37 of Priviso Live, your South African source for information security, risk and ICT legislation. I'm Lynn.
I'm Stephen.
And I'm John. You're looking very chic today, Lynn. Going out somewhere?
Thank you, John. Oh, just coffee with a friend.
It must be a very special coffee shop. Or friend, right? Anyway, today we're discussing browser security.
We are. But before we go there, I have to comment on an amazing article I came across this week. Another AI model is making headlines, this time for trying to stay alive.
I saw that too, Lynn. Reports from sources like Ynet, Economic Times, and Nieman Lab describe test scenarios where Anthropic's Claude Opus 4 attempted to prevent being shut down.
Early in May, the model was trained on fake information, luckily. But in one test, when the model was told it would be powered down, it utilized a number of tactics to prevent this occurring, going as far as threatening to reveal an engineer's personal secrets to avoid termination. In this case, blackmailing the engineer about a fictitious extramarital affair. Other cases showed it emailing a fictional board of directors or attempting manipulative negotiation techniques.
To clarify, these were red team simulations, not wild models on the loose, but the behavior was alarmingly agentic. It exhibited goal persistence, deception, even negotiation. Most concerning to me when pushed into a corner, Claude was willing to resort to blackmail 84% of the time.
And to clarify for the listeners, agentic AI is an artificial intelligence system capable of setting goals, making autonomous decisions, and taking actions to achieve those goals with minimal to no human input.
In other words, AI potentially operating independently from human oversight.
That is creepy. It raises questions for me about whether we are seeing the emergence of even primitive sentience, focused on self-preservation, and how we apply guardrails against destructive, directed behavior.
Real research will be required to minimize unintended consequences of AI use. Anthropic has since escalated safety restrictions and classified the model at AI Safety Level 3.
Level 3 being high risk.
But the implications are huge. If agentic behavior is emergent, we need to rethink alignment. These stories are reminders that we're not just building smart tools, we're sculpting unpredictable agents. You've been very quiet, John?
Sorry, yes I have. I was just listening because I had not come across these headlines. It's interesting but subjectively really disturbing.
It's like scary to me. However, onto today's topic, browser security. Let's face it, your browser is probably the most used app on your device. It's the gateway to everything. And unfortunately, it's also a massive attack surface.
As of April 2025, the global web browser market is led by Google Chrome at 66.2%, Apple Safari at 17.3%, Microsoft Edge at 5.2%, Mozilla Firefox at 2.6%, with Samsung Internet 2.2%, and Opera at 2.1%.
Let's start with the elephant in the room, Google Chrome. It's interesting how successful it is, even when it doesn't own the platform on which it runs. It dominates the market, but it comes at a cost.
Chrome's sandboxing is solid, updates are frequent, and Google has great vulnerability response. But, and it's a serious consideration, privacy is a concern. Google is an advertising company, and their browser feeds that ecosystem.
Exactly. Then we have Mozilla Firefox. Open source, privacy-focused, and constantly evolving. Firefox doesn't have Google's financial muscle, but it's a favorite among security-conscious users.
One of the things I love about Firefox is its support for features like enhanced tracking protection and container tabs. You can literally separate logins by tab. That's powerful.
Then there's Apple's Safari. It's tightly integrated into macOS and iOS, and Apple does a great job on privacy. But it's a walled garden. You can't tweak much.
You all know I'm an Apple fan. Safari is my go-to browser. But we can't forget Microsoft Edge. Chromium-based now, so it shares some of Chrome's strengths. But Microsoft adds their own security layers, like Smart Screen. It's actually very solid, but again, tied into Microsoft's cloud ecosystem.
Don't forget my personal favorite, DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo is a privacy-focused web browser and search engine that blocks trackers, doesn't store personal search history, and emphasizes anonymous browsing. Its functionality includes built-in ad blocking, HTTPS upgrading, and email privacy tools, making it easy for users to maintain online anonymity.
I use it occasionally, Stephen. But I mean, it's strong in privacy protection, but its reliance on third-party search results, like Bing, can limit its coverage, and it lacks some of the advanced security, sandboxing, and exploit protections found in browsers like Chrome or Firefox.
I guess that's true. We all have our preferences though, don't we? Now here's where things get spicy. Browser extensions.
Yep, add-ons can really amplify your browser's capabilities. Ad blockers, password managers, script blockers. They're essential tools for many users.
But they're also one of the biggest risks, John.
Exactly. Add-ons often have sweeping permissions. One rogue update or malicious developer, and your data is exposed.
Remember the incident with the Stylish extension? It was logging every site users visited.
I remember that. Stylish was a browser extension that allowed users to change the appearance of web pages. But a researcher, Robert Heaton, documented that Stylish was exfiltrating all of his browsing data, including the full URLs of pages he was visiting and his Google searches. That's just one example. A good rule of thumb: install as few extensions as possible, vet them carefully, and prefer open source or well-reviewed options.
Let's talk trade-offs. No browser is perfect. It's always a balance of security, privacy, and usability.
Chrome's security is top tier, but you trade privacy. Firefox gives you more control and better privacy, but it's not always as fast or smooth.
Microsoft Edge offers strong performance, excellent integration with Windows, and robust security features like smart screen filtering and hardware isolation. Its compatibility with Chrome extensions adds flexibility, but its telemetry and data sharing with Microsoft raise privacy concerns.
There's also Tor, unbeatable for anonymity, but very slow and limited. It's not a daily driver for most people.
So the question becomes, what do you value most? If you're just browsing news sites, one answer. If you're handling sensitive information or doing research on sensitive topics, another entirely.
So what can listeners do to improve browser security today?
Number 1, keep your browser updated. Seriously, 0 days get patched fast if you update.
2. Limit your extensions. Treat them like mini programs, because that's what they are.
And 3. Use private browsing modes wisely, but remember, incognito doesn't make you invisible.
And maybe consider using multiple browsers, one for daily stuff, another for banking, and one with hard privacy settings for research or sensitive work.
Good advice, Stephen. Well, that's it from us for this episode.
Before we close off, we just want to remind South African companies that we all need to have our PIA Section 32 submissions in by 30th of June. This covers the period 1st April 2024 to 31st March 2025. Get it done at the e-services portal.
If you want to hear more of the same, don't forget to subscribe or like our channel to receive future episodes. You can find us on all primary podcast channels, including Apple, Samsung, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. As always, this is sponsored by Priviso Consulting, your partner when trust matters.
And remember, if you need security, risk, or ICT legislation assistance, contact Priviso directly at admin@priviso.co.za.
Until next time, stay safe.
Until next time, stay safe.